IELTS Life Skills A1 Spouse Visa Test.
Today in this video, I'm going to tell you about 6 important exam questions that the examiner is asking in the Phase 1A. Phase 1A is the interview section in which the examiner can ask you 8 to 10 questions. Question number 1 is always, what's your full name? Question number 2, what can I call you? Question number 3, where do you come from? Question number 4, what do you do? After that, the examiner can ask you any questions related to any topics of his choice. So today, I'm going to tell you about 6 important exam questions for Phase 1A that the examiner is asking repetitively or repeatedly. Let's get started. Number 1. Do you live alone or with your family? Question number 2. With who do you live? This is pretty much the same. The examiner can ask you, do you live alone or do you live with your family? Or the examiner can ask you, with who do you live? So you can answer by saying, I live with my family, or you can say, I live alone, or you can say, I live with my siblings, or you can say, I live with my husband and my child. Depends. Next important question. What is your favorite time of the day? Now, what is favorite time of the day? We have morning, afternoon, evening, and night. It's not 9 o'clock, it's not 10 o'clock, it's not 12 o'clock. It is about your favorite time of the day. And in a day, we have morning, afternoon, evening, and night. So what is your favorite time of the day? My favorite time of the day is evening, because I spend good time with my students in the evening. And I also get time to read books in the evening. It is my favorite time of the day. Question number 3. Question number 3. What is your favorite time of the year? Now, this is a tricky question. What is your favorite time of the year? Favorite time of the year could be any season like winter, summer, autumn, spring, or even it could be your birthday, it could be Christmas, it could be any of your favorite festivals in a year, even New Year Eve. Favorite time of the year. What is your favorite time of the year? Let's create an answer for this. My favorite time of the year is winter. I love to wear jackets, sweaters, gloves, and scarves. I also like to eat fried fish. I love to eat fruits in winter. I love winter sports, and I like to spend a lot of time with my family during winter holidays. So it is my favorite time of the year. What is your favorite time of the year? Do let me know in the comment section. Question number 4. What is your favorite meal of the day that you like to eat with your family? So, favorite meal of the day. Now we have breakfast as a meal, lunch as a meal, dinner as a meal. So what is your favorite meal of the day that you like to eat with your family? Well, my favorite meal of the day is breakfast. I like to eat breakfast with my family. Everyone sits together and we enjoy eating a healthy breakfast like eggs, yogurt, vegetables, fruits, and I love to take coffee in the morning. The next question. Question number 5. Question number 5. What is your favorite place in your city? And how often do you visit it? So now a shopping mall can be a favorite place, a museum can be a favorite place, a restaurant can be a favorite place, a hotel can be a favorite place, or even a park can be a favorite place. So you can say, my favorite place in my city that I like to visit is my favorite restaurant. It is located in the center of the city. It is very big, beautiful, and every type of food is available in it. I like to visit my favorite place in my city with my friends, family, and also with my co-workers. I go there once in a month and I spend about $100 there. The food is very delicious. There are many other places in my city that I like to visit, like my favorite shopping mall and also my favorite amusement park. I go there with my family. I go there with my children every weekend. Question number 6 and last question for this video is, what is your favorite pet animal? Now, people don't know what is a pet animal. Pet animals are the animals that live at home, like dogs, cats, parrots, parakeets, fish, and turtles. What is your favorite pet animal? My favorite pet animal is a cat. You can also say my favorite pet animal is a dog. It depends. I love cats. Cats are very fluffy and cute, and they are very lovable, or they are very adorable. Well, I hope you learned something. Until we meet again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. There are 2 new questions that are very popular these days. Question number 1. Talk about life of people in your country. Isn't this a new topic for you? You might have learned how to talk about yourself, but how to talk about people. Life of people in your country. That is something for us to figure out. Of course, I will be telling you how to answer this question if your examiner will ask you this question in the Phase 1A interview section of IELTS A1 Life Skills Speaking and Listening Test. The second important topic, any guesses? Jobs that people like to do in your country. Well, you might have prepared for the job that you do, but how would you answer the question that is related to jobs of people in your country? Let's answer both these questions. First, we'll talk about life of people in your country. If the examiner says, Candidate A, can I have your full name, please? Yes, my name is Fatima Sana. What can I call you? You can call me Sana. Can you spell your name? Yes, S-A-N-A, Sana. Where do you come from? I come from Morocco. What do you do? I'm a housewife. Tell me about life of people in your country. In my country, life of people is very busy. Some people go to work and some people work at farms. People in my country like to spend their free time with their family and friends. People like to travel on weekends. They like to go to their favorite restaurants on weekend. Some people do jobs, some people do office jobs, and some people work at farms. Most of the women in my country are housewives, and children go to school. People love to enjoy cultural festivals in my country. People like to enjoy the weekends too with their family and friends. And people in my country are very family oriented. They like to spend their free time with their family and friends. People love to travel on weekends and they love to go to their favorite restaurants on weekends. And if the examiner will ask you, what kinds of jobs do people do in your country? People do different types of jobs in my country. Some people are farmers, some people are doctors, teachers, engineers, dentists, pharmacists, plumbers, nurses, firefighters, and many other jobs. Some people work from home. People do online jobs in my country as well. Some people do office jobs and some people work from home. So there are many types of jobs that people do in my country. You can mention all these jobs. Well, I hope you learned. Number 1. The examiner is asking, why do you think English is a difficult language to learn? Isn't this a new question for you? Why is English a difficult language to learn? Can you tell? This is the question that we will be answering today. Another question, do you know people living on your street? It's a very common question being asked by the examiner in phase 1A. Do you know people living on your street? Number 3. The question is, how do you get information? How do you get information? We will definitely answer this question in this video. And question number 4. What kinds of books do you like to read? Funny question, right? What kinds of books do you like to read? Or the examiner may ask you, what kinds of films do you like to watch? These questions are very common in 2023 in the month of January. These topics and these questions are reported by many candidates around the world. Let's get into answering these questions. Are you ready? Why do you think English is a difficult language to learn? English is a difficult language to learn because of grammar, spelling, and also pronunciation. It is very difficult for me to understand English because it's not my first language. My native language is Urdu, Hindi, Chinese, Japanese, or even Arabic, right? Whatever your first language is. English is a difficult language for me because it is not my mother tongue and it is not my first language. It is difficult for me to read and write English, but I can listen and speak a little bit. Question number 2. How do you get information? I get information through internet, or I get information by internet. I use my mobile to get information. I get information from television. I also get information from my family, like my mother. I get information about different recipes from my mother. I get information from my friends, and also I get information from books, right? 3. Question number 3. Do you know people living on your street? Yes, I know people living on my street. People living on your street are actually your neighbors. For example, if this is your house, you have one house here, one house in here, one house in here. So there are lots of houses on the same street. So the question is, do you know people living on your street? You can say, yes, I know people living on my street. I know Ali, he is my neighbor. I know Aisha, she's my neighbor. We spend a lot of good time together. I walk in my street. My children play in the street with other children sometimes. And I know many people living on my street. It is a lot of fun to spend time with them. Question number 4. What kinds of books do you like to read? I like to read storybooks, English storybooks. I like to read novels, or you can say I like to read cookery books. You know, books related to cooking recipes. I also like to read books about lifestyle, fashion, exercise, and yoga. So you can talk about these things that I like to read books about. English, like I like to read storybooks. I like to read novels. If you like to read novels, if you don't like to read novels, it's completely fine. You can say I like to read books about health and fitness. I like to read books about lifestyle. I like to read books about cooking recipes, right? Well, I hope you learned something. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for more. There are many other topics which are new, like favorite animal and online shopping, and I don't think I have prepared those topics for you guys. I'll try my best to bring those topics to you as soon as possible because these questions are really popular these days. In this video, we're going to learn about the recent exam topics. These topics are reported by candidates who appeared in the exam today. So if you're ready, let's talk about all those important topics. I will be telling you the questions and the answers for those topics. Before we begin, I'd like to name all the important topics for the month of November and December. Let's get started. Here's your topic number 1, important topic, neighbor. Topic number 2, hometown. Topic number 3, wet weather. Topic number 4, things that you like to do with your hands. Topic number 5, sports. Topic number 6, books. And topic number 7, daily routine. Now, there are people who always ask these questions that, can we prepare the important topics and pass? Yes, there is a possibility if you prepare the important topics and you would have the same topics in your exam and you will pass, because there's a possibility that topics are repeated in the same month. And topics are not too difficult, as you guys know: hometown, house, daily routine, favorite music, favorite films, books, traveling, sports, and activities you enjoy. That is all. I don't think it is a very difficult test. So let's get started with our first topic of the day, that is neighbor. I will be telling you some questions and answers related to this topic. Do you have a neighbor? Who is your neighbor? How long it's been he or she is your neighbor? How often do you visit your neighbor? What activities do you enjoy doing with your neighbor? Do you like to travel with your neighbor? Do you like to listen to music with your neighbor? Do you like to watch films with your neighbor? Do you like to share your food with your neighbor? Do you think neighbors can help each other? How do you like to help your neighbor? Is your neighbor married? Is your neighbor a housewife? Does your neighbor have children? Easy questions, right? Now, let's move to our next topic. The next topic is hometown. What are the possible questions that you can ask about the topic hometown? Where is your hometown? What do you like about your hometown? What do you dislike about your hometown? How long it's been you're living in your hometown? Do you have a shopping mall in your hometown? Do you have a zoo in your hometown? Do you have tall buildings in your hometown? Do you have schools in your hometown? Do you have universities in your hometown? Do you have colleges in your hometown? Do you have big parks in your hometown? Do you have paved roads in your hometown? Do you have a good transport system in your hometown? Do you have cinemas in your hometown? Well, these are the questions that you can ask about hometown. Not too difficult. Let's move to our next topic. The next topic is wet weather. Now, people feel super confused with this one. What is wet weather? Wet weather is only rainy weather, because that is wet, because the rain falls. So, do you like wet weather? What do you like about wet weather? Do you like to play in wet weather? What kind of clothes do you like to wear in wet weather? What do you like to do in wet weather? Do you like to meet your friends in wet weather? Do you like to eat your favorite food in wet weather? Do you like to travel in wet weather? Do you like to read books in wet weather? Do you like to take tea in wet weather? Do you like to watch films in wet weather? Do you like to call your friends in wet weather? So there are so many questions that you can ask a person about wet weather. Do you like to go to your favorite restaurant in the wet weather? Let's move to our next topic. Super simple. What's the topic? That is things that you like to do with your hands. So let's talk about the questions quickly. Do you like making things with your own hands? Do you like handmade baskets? Do you like handmade decoration pieces? Do you like to make birthday cards with your hands? Do you like handmade jewelry? Do you like to clean your room yourself? Do you like handmade scarves? Like to knit sweaters with your hands? Do you like to stitch clothes with your hands? Do you like to cook food with your hands? Do you like to drive with your hands? Or you may ask questions, do you like to paint with your hands? So you can ask so many questions about things that you like to do with your hands, things that you like to do yourself. Those are the things that you like to do with your hands. Actually, things that you like to do with your hands are handmade things. You can make handmade jewelry, handmade sweaters, handmade cards, handmade baskets, handmade decoration pieces, and handmade pots. Right? So let's move to our next topic, that is sports. This topic is very common for boys, not for females. Normally, if there is a male partner in the test, then the examiner gives this topic sports. Let's talk about some questions. Do you like sports? What do you like about sports? Do you like cricket? Do you like football? Do you like basketball? Do you like hockey? Do you like indoor sports or do you like outdoor sports? How long it's been you're playing your favorite sport? Do you like to play cricket? Do you like to play your favorite sport with your friends? How often do you play your favorite sport? You may also ask, have you joined any sports club? Do you like to watch sports TV? Which is your favorite sports channel? And who is your favorite sportsman? There are so many questions that you can ask about sports from your other candidate. Moving on to the next important topic, that is, any guesses? The topic, super common topic, that is daily routine. What's your daily routine? Now, when normally you ask a person what's your daily routine, they tell everything. I wake up at this time, I eat my breakfast at this time, I do this thing at this time, I take my lunch at this time, I go to sleep at this time. But still, you've got to keep asking more questions. Like, you can ask, do you like to listen to music every day? Because daily routine means everyday things. Do you like to meet your friends every day or daily? Do you like to travel daily or do you like to travel every day? Oh, do you like to eat an egg daily or every day? Do you eat your breakfast at 9 a.m. in the morning daily? Do you like to do your homework in the evening every day? Do you like to learn English daily? Do you like to listen to music daily? Do you like to drive your car to work daily? So there are so many questions that you can ask about daily routine from your partner. Let's move to the last topic of the day, and that is, any guesses? The last topic of the day is going to be books. Well, seems to be an unusual topic, books, right? Let's talk about some questions. Do you read books? Do you read storybooks? Do you read novels? How often do you read books? Do you like to read books at night? Do you like to read English books? Do you like to read books in your native language? Or do you like to read books in a foreign language? Which is your favorite book? Who is your favorite writer or author? How long it's been you're reading books? Do you like to read horror books? Do you like to read comedy books? Do you like to read informative books? Do you like to read general knowledge books? Do you like to read books on the weekend? Do you go to the library to read books? Do you like to read books at home? So there are so many questions that you can ask about reading books. Now it is time to answer these questions. Well, there are about 6 to 7 topics, so stick with me. I'm going to tell you some answers. Let's get started. First, we'll talk about the topic neighbor. For example, I'm going to tell you the answers in one paragraph. I'll try to cover as many questions as possible. Aisha is my neighbor. She is 51 years old. She comes from Pakistan and she's married. She has 3 children and 3 of them are married too. She likes to help me in my house chores, and whenever I have to go away, she takes care of my pet. She likes to watch films and we travel together for shopping. Our favorite shopping mall is located in the same city, so we visit our favorite shopping mall every week together. And I also invite her on birthday parties and wedding anniversaries at my home. My neighbor is an amazing, humble, kind, polite, and a very helpful person. Another aspect, do you think that neighbors can help each other? Yes, I believe neighbors can help each other in the time of need as they live closest to us, and in emergency they can come running to our house. Having a good neighbor is a blessing, and I am so happy to have Aisha as my neighbor. I hope you understood. Let's move to our next topic. Now let's talk about the topic hometown. For example, if you say hometown is where you're born and probably brought up too, or any place where you have spent more than 5 to 6 years. For example, you can say Lahore is my hometown, or Karachi is my hometown, or Delhi is my hometown, or Bombay is my hometown. Any place, any city, that is my hometown. Okay, for example, Lahore is my hometown and I've been living here since last 10 years, or it's been 10 years. I live here. I love so many things about this city: food, historical places, and most importantly, it is famous for universities. The city has so many job opportunities. I love my hometown. If you have to tell about things that you dislike, so you can say there's a lot of pollution in my hometown. My hometown is overcrowded or overpopulated. You can also say there's a lot of noise pollution too, and prices are extremely high, right? Everything is expensive. Renting a house, food, clothes, most of the things are expensive in the hometown, and I don't think I like that about the city. All right, the next topic, wet weather. Do you like wet weather? I like wet weather. I like to eat fish in wet weather. I like to go to my favorite restaurant in wet weather, and I love to meet my friends in wet weather as the weather is so pleasant. I like to dress up, I like to wear makeup, and I also like to wear my favorite jewelry when the weather is wet, when it's raining. And I like to watch films in wet weather, and I also love to listen to my favorite music in wet weather. Well, let's move to our next topic. The next topic is things that you like to do with your hands. Well, I'm not a very skillful person, or you can say I'm very skillful with doing things with my hands. I love to cook food and I know how to stitch clothes. I also know how to make handmade cards. I like to make handmade things. I like handmade baskets, handmade decoration pieces, handmade scarves, handmade sweaters, cardigans, and I also love to make paintings with my hands for my family and friends. I'm very good at painting. I also like handmade jewelry, handmade baskets, handmade decoration pieces, and so many other things. So most of the times I love doing things with my own hands. Thank you. Well, I hope you understood. Let's move to the next topic. The next topic is sports. My favorite sport is cricket, and I love to play cricket. I play cricket every single day, and I want to be a cricketer one day. My favorite cricketer is Shane Watson. He is an amazing cricket player. I love to watch cricket. I watch T20s and World Cups. I like to play cricket with my friends, and I have joined a cricket club. And I love to play my favorite sport, cricket. I also like many other sports like basketball, hockey, badminton, and many others, indoor and outdoor sports. I'm a person who's into sports, so I enjoy any kind of sport, but my favorite sport is cricket. The next topic is daily routine. I wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning. After that, I take my breakfast. Then I go to work. After that, I return back home. I take my dinner and I go to sleep. I call my okay. After that, I go to sleep. Things like that. Whatever you do in a day, you can mention that. Do you like to listen to music I don't like to listen to music every day. I only like to listen to music on weekends. I don't watch films every day. I also don't go to my favorite restaurant every day. I only go to my favorite restaurant on different special occasions. And I like to meet my friends on weekends or once in a month. But I eat an egg every day. I eat bread every day and I drink milk every day. I love to take tea every day in the evening. All right, let's move to the last topic of the day, that is books. I like reading books, or you can say, no, I don't like reading books, but still, you have to pull it off. So you would say, yes, I like reading. I like to read comedy books and story books. I love to read English books, and I read in the evening or whenever I have time. I also like to read children's story books to my children. I love books with pictures. I also like to read novels, and my favorite novels are horror novels. I don't go to the library to read books. I read books at home. Most of the times, I download my favorite book from the internet. I don't read paper books because paper books can be a little expensive. So I normally read ebooks, electronic books that I download from the internet. Reading books can be a very good exercise for the mind, and it is important for everyone to read. Some books are really good that can help you learn a new language or learn how to solve a problem in your life. My favorite writers are many, but my most favorite one is blank, blank, blank. You can take the name of your favorite writer. If someone asks you which is your favorite book, then you can tell that my favorite book is a book of English stories. It has 100 stories in it, and I love to read one story every day. My favorite story from that book is the story of a fox, a cunning fox, a clever fox. I also love the morals in the stories. So I love to read storybooks, and my interest is in the storybooks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your love and support.